Hello students, welcome to the next lecture on the one-way ANOVA. In this lecture we will talk about the how to construct the ANOVA table, or you can also call as the procedure of the one-way ANOVA. So I have solved some particular examples and then try to explain the procedure of it. So I just quickly recall that what we have studied in the last lecture, that is one-way ANOVA. First of all, the one-way ANOVA is also called as the one-way factor, or it is also called as the one-way classification. Okay. Then the question arises is when we use the ANOVA. So first of all, the ANOVA is applicable only when there are more than two samples in a given problem. Okay. And the question arises for the second part is question arises for the what is the H0, that is called as the null hypothesis, and what is the alternative hypothesis are there. So always any kind of the ANOVA problem is there, whether it's a one-way ANOVA, okay, with the three levels are there, with 5 levels, with 7 levels, how many are there, that's a separate. The null and the alternative hypothesis are always be the same. Okay, so I am not in the next couple of slides I am not writing again and again to the H0 and H1, so I just write here where H0 is represent for the all population means are equal, while H1 says that Hi is not equal to J sum I. It means for at least one I this condition may not be hold. And how to analyze that? There are the two terms, one is the factor and second called as the factor levels. What is the factor is, that is the characteristics which are under the considerations. So anything which is related to the consideration in the problem, that is called as the factor, and the value of the factors are there is called as the level. For example, if I say uh, uh, investigation in a classroom, and classroom is of my 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard is there. So there are the three factors are there. Okay, so these are the values. So this is called as the level, and the factor is called as the class B. Okay. For example, I just say first look at the activity 1. Draw the straight line of between the 20 centimeter and the 25 centimeter sheet of the plain white card. Okay, since you are drawing the straight line, so only you know the exact length. Okay, but nobody understand. So you can collect the 6 to 10 volunteers from each of the school years, 7, 10 and 13, and ask each volunteers to estimate independently the length of the time. Okay, so what is that? You have the school years, that is 7th, 10 and 13. These are your tasks, and once you are selecting how many students, that is a 6 to 10 volunteers are there. So say in this 7th year student you have select only for the 6 are there, while for the 10 you have selected the 8 students are there, while here again you have selected 6 or 10 and so on, and ask them to measure their length. Okay, so first problem is there. So how many factors and how many labels are there? So how many factors are there? So since it is talking about the school years only, okay, so it means the factors is only one. How many labels are there? Labels means the quantity of the school years. How many quantities of the school years are? 3, 7, 10 and 13. So the labels are my 3. That is with respect to this previous definition. Factors are my only one, while label are my 3, 7, 10 and 13. Look at one more example. Obtain the random sample of each of the at least 3 varieties of the apples. So it means you have obtained the apples here, okay, and say this is the apple 1 varieties, this is the apple 2 variety, this is the apple 3 varieties. The sample should be at least 5 apples are there. So it means A1 must contain at least 5 elements, A2 must contain the 5 elements and so on, but need not be the same size. So it means if this consisting of the 5, then this consisting of the 6, or this consisting of the 11. So that's why they are not of the same size. So once you weight all these apples accurately, compare the variation within the varieties and the variability between the varieties. Okay, so you have to compare what's the difference between their weights in these 5, what is the difference between the weights of these 5 among these 6, this one, and individually. Okay, so I just again look at that. So in this activity 1, there are only the one factor, that is called as the school year, and there are the 3 levels are same for the activity 2. Now what we will do in the one-way ANOVA is we are trying to always construct this table. This is the between the groups. If for example in the activity second, now groups is named called as the apples, we call as the between the apples. Okay, in the first example this is called as the between the school years. DF is called as the degree of freedom, if you remember the last lecture. Okay, so this is called as the degree of freedom. SS is called as the sum of squares, and MSS is called as the mean sum of the squares. F ratio is also called as the F or ANOVA value. Okay, so always remember that this is a total, so this plus this is always be this one. Similarly, this plus this is always be this one. So how you construct this table? So we have discussed the two approaches in the last video. So the first method is, once there is a given information to you, you have calculated the mean of the first row, you will get x1 bar. You can calculate the mean of the second row, that is called as the x2 bar, and so on. And this x bar, that is this is the mean of the overall, that is overall elements are there. This is my first method, and I just suggest you that you can apply the second method, which is preferable one, which contains the less computational time. In here, instead of the mean, I just calculate the total of the first row, that is called as the T1, total of the second row, total of the third, total of the k row are there, and G is called as the grand total of all these elements, or you can call as this is nothing but the T1 plus T2 and then so on, that is the sum of this series is there. Okay, so then the question arises is how I calculate this value B. So how this task is calculated, say A, B and C B. Since we have discussed the two approaches are there, so the two different formulas are there. First formula is for corresponding to the first mean, that is between the group. This is my groups are there. Okay, so this is the between group between 1, between 2, between 1 and 2, between 2 and 3, between 1 and 3 and so on. So what is that? This is the x1 bar is for the first sample mean, second sample mean is x2 bar, and the overall mean is x bar. So what is the variation of the x1 bar with respect to the total mean? That is this. Similarly for the x2 bar with respect to the x bar, this is second. That's why this summation is there. Within group means you have to find the variation of this x11 with respect to the x1 bar. Similarly x22 with respect to the x2 bar, xk1 with respect to the xk bar. So that is the variation of the x11 with respect to the x1 bar, that is xij. Here are xij with respect to the xi bar, and this is the total. So total is this is x bar, so all elements are there. While in the second method, I just prefer that you have firstly calculated the G and then calculate the C, that is nothing but the G square by N. Okay, so if you calculate the G square by N, so that it will be give you the correction term. This is nothing but called as the correction term. Okay, and then you have to firstly calculate the total, that is nothing but this quantity square, this quantity square, this quantity square and so on, summation of all minus of this C number, and the sum of square between the groups, you can calculate the this Ti square divided by minus of C also. So Ti square divided by number of the element in the first row plus total square divided by total number of the elements in the second row plus so on minus of the C, and error you can calculate the difference between them. Okay, so I just quickly summarize these steps in here. So what we'll do is you calculate always this value, S is called as the sum of the square. Okay, degree of freedom is called as the DF, and you have to calculate this value only. So once you know this and this, you can calculate this value. It is easily that SST this minus SSB. Okay, so look at that. This is SS total minus SS between the groups. So I just use this one. Similarly for and so on, this value is calculated by, that is this divided by this. So I just explained in the couple of slides. So look at quickly. So say for example, this is example number 1. A comparison of the cleaning action of the 4 detergents are there. So and 20 pieces of the white cloths were soiled with Indian ink. The clothes are washed and then the following readings are there. Okay, so look at that very carefully. The number of the elements in the detergent A is 5, number of the elements in the B is 3, so and so on, 5 and 4. So clearly say that number of the elements in the A sample is my 5, number of the elements in the second sample is 3, third one is 5, and this is 4, and clearly sees that this is not be equal. Okay, it may or may not be equal, it may or may not be there equal in the one way ANOVA. So what our task is, so I just write the firstly what is the H0 and H1, that is called as the defining the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So here look at the what's the problem is, you have to test whether there is a difference between the whiteness, mean whiteness are there. So what our H0 is, there is no difference in the mean reading, and H1 is there is a difference between the mean reading. So that's why I just said to you, yeah, this is always the same, just replacing this word with respect to the problem to problem. Okay, so if this problem is related to my reading, then call as the mean reading. If this problem is related to my heights, then we call as the H0 is no difference between the mean heights and so on. And look at that, there is no level of significance is given to you, so it means by default it's a 5% is there. So what our task is, you have to complete this table, that is the one way ANOVA. So always be remember students, always try to compute this DF firstly. So between the groups, how many groups are there, means how many here groups is called as the detergent, this is my group. Okay, so how many groups are there? 4. So what is the degree of freedom is 4 minus 1, 3. Always calculate the total. How many elements are there in this group? How many elements are there? So 5 in the first, 3 in the second, 5 in the second, third, 4 in this fourth one. So that is nothing but the how many elements are there? 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4, that is a 17. So degree of freedom is 17 minus 1, 16. Okay, so I always said this plus this is equal to 16. So this number is my, so you can easily calculate this number is my 13. Okay, now next task is calculate this number and this number. Once I know this and this, I can calculate this number by subtracting. So how do I calculate that? So look at that, I just represent these numbers in the, look at this way. So I just represent horizontally way. So I just prefer the second method because it's quite easy. Okay, so how I perform is that, what is the total of this 5 element is 364. Okay, what is the total of this 3 elements is 198, 340 and the 302, and the total of this is my 102, that is called as the grand total. So what is my rule is, firstly you calculate the g square by Kaplan. What is g is my 1, this number. What is the n is total number of the elements in here. How many elements are there? 4, 4, 4, 3 and 2, that is 17. After calculation you will get something. Then second is sum of the square of the total. Okay, so what is the rule is double summation xij square minus c. What is the meaning is xij square, that is this number 77 square plus second number 81 square plus third number fourth this up to so on up to 64 minus of c, that is 1204 square divided by 17. Okay, so you will see, firstly you calculate the c, you get this number for this series, then ss total, this first number is 77, then 81 plus 61 so on, and the last up to 71 plus 64 square minus c, you will get 1090.47. Then what is the formula for the between the group is summation of ti square. So what is the ti, that is the total one is 364. 364 square, how many elements in this sum is 5. 364 square divided by 5 plus summation means plus 198 square divided by the total is 3 plus 340 square 5, 302 divided by 4 minus of the c, so you will get this number. Okay, so this is ss between the group is my this number, ss total is this, and look at the degree of freedom. I just already calculated the previous slide, so I just calculate again how many groups are there. Here groups are 4, so degree of freedom is 3. What is the total is, how many elements are total? 17. So degree of freedom is 16. So I just calculate here is my 13. So once you subtract them, so you will get 873.8. Now how you calculate SS divided by DF? SS divided by DF. So means this divided by this. So once you divide, it will becomes, first number is this. Always do all the calculation up to the 4 decimal places. Then 67.2153, that is this divided by this. What is F ratio is? F ratio is always be between divided by within. Okay, MSS between divided by MSS within. So what is the MSS between? That is 72.2233 here divided by this. So it means you can divide them, you will get 1.07. Okay, so how you obtain this number is 72.2233 divided by 67.2153. So you will get 1.0. So this is the ANOVA table. Now calculate the degree of freedom. 72, the degree of freedom is 3, comma, degree of freedom of the denominator is 13. Okay, so you need the value of this at 5% level of significance, and it is given to be 3,13. Look at that. The degree of freedom is 3,13. So 3,13 at 5% level is 3.411. So look at that. This is the acceptance rejection table. Okay, so this is my rejected and this is accepted, 3.411. And look at the value of F, 1.07. So 1.07 lies here. Okay, that is accepted H0. It means H0 is not rejected. So it doesn't mean that H1 is accepted. It means there is no enough evidence with 5% confidence level, or you can say 95% confidence. Okay, so there is no enough evidence which shows that there is a difference between the 4 brands in their whiteness after washing. Okay, so it means if after some time your detergent A you can replace with the B, so you can't replace in this particular example because there is not enough evidence to prove that there is not a big difference between them. Okay, quickly move on the example number 2. So what is that? There are the 4 types, 1, 2 and 3 of the battery. Okay, that is the 3 types of the different batteries are there and the lifetimes are there. And you have to analyze the difference between the mean lifetime. So look at that. What is the H node is? There is no difference between their mean lifetimes. Now this is the case of the H0. And what is H1 is? There is a difference between the mean lifetimes. Okay, now look at that. If you look at carefully in the last example, look at that. This is 77 square, 81 square. So it means calculation is very lengthy. So in order to avoid it, we also discussed in the last lecture, you can subtract any small number from this. How many numbers are there? This is 15. So you can subtract any number. Either you can subtract 50, either you can subtract 45.1 and so on, so that your calculation will be reduced. So my task is to firstly construct this table B. So I just calculate firstly the degree of freedom between the groups. So here group is my batteries. So how many groups are there? 3. So what is the degree of freedom is? 2. What is the total degree of freedom? How many elements are there total? 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. So degree of freedom is my 14. So error is minus. Now look at that. This is my original table. So I just subtract 50.5 from the each number. You can subtract 51 also. It's depending on you. Okay. The best way is look at the what is the smallest number inside it is 49.3. What is the largest number inside it is? What is the largest number is 51. Okay, so you can take in between them any number. So I just take 50.5. So when you subtract 50.1 from 50.5, so what will happen? 50.1 minus 50.5, you will get minus 0.4. Similarly, you get minus 0.6 and so on. Okay, and then you can apply for the usual method. So addition of this, that is the total, is now it's 1, it's 2.5, and it's a 3, so it's minus 3. This is 0.8, 0.4, 0.12 is 1.2, 1.6, 1.7, and so on. Now you can add them. This is my total G. Now based on this you can calculate the value of C. Look at that, this table, how many, what's the total is 4.9. So 4.9 square, how many elements are there in there? This is 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. Now total is 0.04 square plus 0.6 square. Now look at that, you can easily calculate this. 0.4 square is 16 plus 0.36. If you don't have your calculator, so you can also calculate this orally, okay, instead of the previous example. So this is 0.4 square, 0.6 square, 0.7, this on, and up to the 0.7 square plus minus 0.1 whole square minus of the C. You will get this number. And similarly for the group is total minus 3 whole square. How many elements are there is 5 plus second number is 1.7 square divided by 5. Third number is there 3.6 minus of C. This is my C. You will get this number. Okay, so now you can go into the table. So I already calculate this. So now after this, how you calculate this is you can subtract them. So it will becomes 0.78. So now this is this divided by this. So it means 1.68465. When you divide this, it becomes 0.65. And F ratio is divided this by this. So it comes to be 25.917. Okay, so what is the F degree of freedom is? What is the degree? This number is obtained by 1.684 divided by 0.065. So what is the degree of freedom of this numerator side? That is 2. Degree of freedom of this denominator side is 12. So you need this value, and the value of this is 3.86. So this number is my 3.89. Okay, now look at the value of this 25 point something. It lies here. Okay, and what is the here is rejected H0. Now since what's the value is 25.917. So since 25.917 is greater than of 3.89, so it means you have to reject H0. Okay, what is your H0 is? All the means I have same. So this is rejected. So it means there is a significant difference between the battery lifespan. Because H0 is rejected means what is H0 is? There is no difference between them. So it is rejected. So it means what is accepted is H1 is accepted. This is my H1. So it means there is a significant difference between the battery life at 5% significance level. Okay, so this is the way to solve this problem. Okay, look at one more example is there. So a computer is a large city can travel to work by either a car, bicycle, or a bus. Okay, so she times 4 journeys by each methods with the following results and minutes. So these are the minutes are there. If first time she took a car and then takes her 27 minutes to reach the station, then if she take bus, bicycle, that 34, and so on. Carry out the ANOVA and test the 5% whether there is any significant difference between the mean journey or not. So what is H0 is? There is no difference between their mean journey time. Okay, and H1 is there is a difference between their mean journey time. So again it's a ANOVA because it consisting of more than 2 samples. So here samples are my 3, so it means t-test is not applicable, so ANOVA is applicable. So you can apply the t-test. So it means we have to construct this table. So again calculate what is the degree of freedom between the groups. So how many groups are there? 3. Okay, so degree of freedom is my 2. How many elements are there total? 4 in each. Okay, so that is 12. Degree of freedom is my 11. Now it's 9. Now calculate this. Okay, so I just find the total of this, so I just reproduce this into this form. Now since the number is very high, so I can subtract any arbitrary number from this series, so I just choose the 34. Okay, so 27 minus 34, look at that, this number is 27 minus 34, this number is my 45 minus 34, sorry, this is plus of 11, and so on. So once you calculate, you will get this number. Okay, now this number will change because I will just take as a plus of 11. So after calculating, you will get 11 as a total sum. And then what is the G? Is 11 square by n. N is my total number of elements are my 12 square, that is 7 square, 11 square, 1 square, 3 square up to the 1 plus 12b. Minus of C, you will get this number. SS, you will get this number. Okay, and then after calculating this, substituting here, so you will get this number as 33.75, and the degree of freedom we have already calculated in the previous case is 9. So once you divide this number by this, you will get 128.58334. Always use the at least 4 decimal places, and this is 36.86111. Okay, so what is that? This divided by this, so 3.48832. So what is the degree of freedom is? You have to calculate this number by this divided by this, so it means this is my 2 divided by 9. Okay, so again you have to draw this table, and the value of this is given to you is 4.26 at 5% level of significance, and look at the value of this is 3.48. 3.48 lies here, so it means 3.48 something lies is less than of this, so H0 is not rejected. Okay, so it means there is no evidence to prove that at 5% level of significance that there is a significant difference between their lives, because here the value is accepted, so it means what is the H0 in this case is all the detergents, all the problems have the same means, so this is accepted, it means all are equal, but there is no enough evidence to prove that there is a significant difference between them. Okay, so this is a way to calculate their one-way ANOVA table. In the next lecture we will try to study that is in the next lecture we will try to study the two-way ANOVA, and before that I just request you that you just listen carefully about the one-way ANOVA, try to solve the ANOVA problems so that you will be able to understand the two-way ANOVA very frequently. Thank you very much students. Be practice. Feel free to ask your doubts at any time. Thank you.